What if a single moment could alter the course of your life forever? Imagine standing on the brink of death, only to awaken with a divine mission that could change the world. Meet Jake Thompson, an ordinary farmer in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, burdened by debt and despair. But when a tragic accident thrusts him into a radiant realm beyond this life, he encounters God, who reveals a breathtaking promise, a piece of land destined to be a sanctuary for healing and hope. As Jake returns to the living, he is ignited by a newfound purpose, determined to unite his community and spread a message of spiritual awakening. But can one man's faith really inspire a transformation? Will his neighbors rally together to embrace a vision that challenges their beliefs? Join us on this incredible journey filled with trials and triumphs, where the power of faith meets the strength of community. Prepare to discover how Jake's divine calling unfolds, illuminating paths of love, unity, and the potential for a brighter tomorrow. Are you ready to believe in the extraordinary? The adventure begins now. If this journey of faith and transformation has touched your heart, we invite you to join our community. Hit that subscribe button to stay updated on more inspiring stories like Jake's, where hope and healing take center stage. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights are invaluable to us. Together, we can spread this message of unity and spiritual awakening far and wide. Share this video with friends and family who need a dose of inspiration and help us create a ripple effect of positivity. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Let's inspire the world together. In the heart of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, life flowed steadily within the close-knit farming community. The air was rich with the scent of tilled soil and the vibrant colors of sprawling cornfields. Here, where strong traditions and values reigned supreme, neighbors lent a helping hand during harvests, and stories of resilience shaped the very fabric of daily existence. But for Jake Thompson, a 35-year-old local farmer, the weight of mounting debts felt like an unshakable storm cloud looming overhead. Struggling to keep his farm afloat, Jake felt increasingly isolated, battling personal demons that threatened to drown him in despair. One fateful afternoon, the sun hung low in the sky, casting a warm golden glow over the fields as Jake worked alone on his family farm. He operated his tractor with determination, each turn of the wheels a testament to his will to overcome. Sweat dripped from his brow as he pushed through exhaustion, but the weight of his worries loomed large in his mind. Suddenly, in a tragic twist of fate, a mechanical failure sent the tractor veering unexpectedly. Time seemed to stretch as Jake was thrown from his seat, the world around him blurring into a whirl of colors and sounds. The last thing he recalled was a sharp pain shooting through his body as he hit the ground, followed by an overwhelming darkness that enveloped him. As consciousness slipped away, Jake found himself in a realm beyond earthly confines. He was enveloped in a brilliant light, a warmth that reached into the deepest corners of his being. It felt as if he had entered a sanctuary of peace and love, far removed from the struggles that had haunted him. In this serene space, he encountered God. The presence was staggering, radiating unconditional love that wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. Every worry, every burden he had ever carried melted away in that moment. Awe washed over Jake as he gazed into the eyes of the divine, understanding that he was safe and loved. "Jake," God spoke, his voice resonating within him like a gentle thunder, filled with wisdom and compassion. "You have been chosen for a special purpose, and I am here to guide you." The words, simple yet profound, filled Jake with a sense of belonging he had long sought. In this sacred encounter, he grasped a profound understanding of life, love, and the interconnectedness of all beings. It was as if the weight of his worries had been lifted, replaced by a calling that awaited him. God's message enveloped him, promising hope and a new beginning. With a heart brimming with light, Jake felt himself being drawn back to the earthly realm, a journey that would soon alter the course of his life forever. As the warmth faded and the radiant light began to dim, Jake awoke in a hospital bed, surrounded by familiar faces. Concern etched on their features, his family and friends exhaled a collective sigh of relief as they realized he had returned from the brink of death. But Jake carried within him a newfound awareness, a mission ready to unfold, igniting a spark of hope that would soon shine brightly in a world often overshadowed by darkness. As Jake lay in his hospital bed, still trying to process his miraculous return to life, a profound warmth enveloped him, much like the embrace of a loving family member. It was during one of those quiet moments when the bustling sounds of the hospital faded into the background that Jake felt the presence of God again. This time, he came with a purpose, a divine promise that resonated deep within Jake's soul. "Jake," God said, his voice a soothing balm, "you have been chosen for a sacred mission. I promise you a piece of land in the USA, a land that will be crucial for humanity's future." These words struck Jake like a bolt of lightning, electrifying him with both hope and responsibility. This was not just any piece of land, it was a sanctuary, a safe haven during times of turmoil. In that moment, the words of the Bible echoed in his mind, "For I know the plans I have for you." Jeremiah 29:11. This was a reminder that there was a divine blueprint for his life, one that extended far beyond his own struggles. Jake realized that this promise was meant not just for him, but for everyone in his community, a guiding light that would help them navigate the darkness that loomed ahead. God began to unveil a series of vivid visions that danced before Jake's eyes, like scenes from a movie. He saw a world in distress, raging storms, wreaking havoc on the earth, communities torn apart by fear and anger, and people displaced, searching for hope. Each vision tugged at Jake's heart, filling him with urgency. It became painfully clear that the land he had been promised was to be a refuge during these turbulent times, a place where souls could gather to heal and rediscover their spiritual selves. "The time for awakening is now," God urged, his voice echoing in Jake's spirit. "You will be the vessel through which this message is spread." Jake felt the weight of this calling settle upon his shoulders, but instead of feeling crushed by the responsibility, he felt empowered. He understood that his near-death experience was not a mere coincidence. It was a divine invitation to inspire others to awaken to the beauty and strength that comes from unity and faith. As the light surrounding him began to fade, Jake's heart swelled with a mix of excitement and determination. He knew the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but with God's promise illuminating his path, he felt ready to embrace whatever came next. This was not a return to his old life. It was the beginning of a new chapter, one filled with hope, purpose, and a promise that would ripple through his community and beyond. He envisioned people coming together, hand in hand, sharing their stories of struggle and triumph, discovering the healing power of connection. This land, this sanctuary, would be a sacred space where hearts could mend and spirits could soar, reminding everyone of the divine love that binds them all. With his spirit ignited by purpose, Jake closed his eyes, feeling the warmth of God's promise within him, ready to take the first steps toward fulfilling his sacred mission. Jake's eyes fluttered open, greeted by the gentle beeping of machines and the soothing hum of a hospital room. For a moment, confusion enveloped him like a fog, but as his gaze focused on the familiar faces gathered around him, warmth surged through his heart. Family and friends, their expressions a blend of disbelief and joy, stood there, living proof of his miraculous recovery. Tears welled up in Jake's eyes as he took in the sight of his loved ones, each one a steadfast pillar of support during his darkest days. "Jake, you're awake!" his sister Sarah exclaimed, rushing to his side. She squeezed his hand tightly, her voice trembling with emotion. The relief in the room was almost palpable, wrapping around him like a comforting blanket. Yet beneath that relief, Jake felt the heavy weight of his divine mission pressing down on him. He had been granted a second chance, a purpose that reached far beyond his own life, and he knew he couldn't waste it. As he lay there, absorbing the joy and love that surrounded him, a profound transformation began to take root within Jake. The experiences he had undergone during his near-death experience were not mere fleeting memories. They were a call to action. He realized that he had to share his extraordinary journey with his community, not just for himself, but for everyone who needed a spark of hope and healing. Once he felt strong enough to leave the hospital, Jake organized a gathering at a local coffee shop, a beloved community hub where laughter and stories mingled over steaming cups of coffee. The warm, inviting aroma of freshly roasted beans filled the air, grounding him as he prepared to recount the most significant experience of his life. On the day of the gathering, Jake arrived early, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and nervousness. He set up a small area in the corner, a few chairs facing him, and placed a handwritten sign that simply read, "Jake's Story, a Journey of Hope." As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden glow through the shop's windows, friends and neighbors began to trickle in, drawn by curiosity and whispers of his miraculous return. When the time came for Jake to speak, he stood before the gathered crowd, his hands trembling slightly but his voice steady. "Thank you all for being here," he began, looking into the familiar faces that had supported him through thick and thin. "I want to share something incredible that happened to me, a near-death experience that changed my life forever." As he recounted the details of his encounter with God, the room fell silent. Eyes widened with wonder, and some faces reflected disbelief. He spoke of the unconditional love he felt, the promise of the sacred land, and the urgent call for unity and spiritual awakening. Each word was infused with emotion as he poured out his heart, hoping to ignite a flicker of faith in those who listened. Yet, as he scanned the room, he noticed the mix of emotions playing across the audience. Some were captivated, leaning forward in their seats, eager to soak in every word. Others wore skeptical expressions, arms crossed defensively, as if protecting their hearts from the possibility of something beyond their understanding. But Jake didn't waver. He understood that not everyone would embrace his experience right away. That was part of the journey. "I know this may sound unbelievable," he continued, his voice unwavering, "but I believe we are on the brink of something profound. We need to come together and support each other through these challenging times." A surge of conviction flowed through him as he spoke. His mission was not just about sharing his story. It was about fostering a sense of community, reminding everyone of the power of connection and faith. Even if only a few hearts were stirred by his words, it would be worth it. As he finished recounting his journey, Jake felt a renewed sense of purpose swell within him. Whatever doubts lingered in the room, he knew he had taken the first step in fulfilling his divine mission. And with that, a ripple of hope began to spread, lighting a path for those ready to embark on their own journeys of faith and healing. With the warmth of his community's support still fresh in his heart, Jake set out on an ambitious quest, one that would lead him to the land God had promised. Armed with faith and determination, he drove across the sweeping landscapes of the Midwest, each mile a testament to his unwavering resolve. The rolling hills and vast fields filled his vision, creating a breathtaking canvas painted by nature itself. As he traveled, Jake couldn't help but feel a deep connection to the earth beneath his feet, a sense of purpose guiding him towards something greater. He stopped at scenic overlooks, where the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden hue across the land. In those moments, he felt the divine promise pulsing through him, a reminder that he was on the right path. However, the journey was not without its challenges. With each passing day, the weight of financial burdens loomed over him like a storm cloud. His savings had dwindled, and the mounting debts from his farm weighed heavily on his mind. Despite the promise he held close, the practicalities of life tugged at his heart, threatening to overshadow the hope he felt. He had spent countless nights worrying about his farm. What would happen to it if he failed? The idea of losing everything he had worked for haunted him. The farm had been in his family for generations, a legacy he was determined to uphold. But now, as he chased a vision, he felt like he was teetering on the edge of a precipice, unsure of whether he would soar or fall. As he ventured into small towns, he encountered skepticism from many of the locals. Some regarded his mission with raised eyebrows and hushed whispers, questioning his sanity. "You really believe you've been chosen?" one farmer scoffed, shaking his head. "This land isn't a sanctuary, it's just dirt and weeds." Their disbelief stung, but Jake remained resolute. He knew what he had felt, the overwhelming love and guidance during his near-death experience. It was something he couldn't shake off, no matter how much doubt surrounded him. "Do you think I wanted this?" Jake wanted to shout back at the naysayers, but instead he took a deep breath and pressed on. With each encounter, he learned to accept that not everyone would understand his journey. It became evident that faith often walks hand in hand with doubt. The challenge was to find the strength to believe in the unseen, even when the world around him was clouded with skepticism. Alongside external skepticism, Jake grappled with his own growing uncertainties. At night, when he laid his head down, questions swirled in his mind like leaves in the wind. Was this mission truly from God? Or had his mind conjured it up as a coping mechanism for his struggles? What if he was simply chasing an illusion, a distant dream that would lead to disappointment? Yet, even in those moments of doubt, he clung to the promises whispered to him in the brilliant light. With every sunrise, he was reminded of the love he had felt and the urgency of his task, so he pressed on, visiting expansive prairies, secluded woods, and tranquil lakes, searching for a piece of land that resonated with his spirit. Days turned into weeks, and Jake's journey led him to a small town near the Mississippi River. There, he discovered a breathtaking stretch of land that seemed to call out to him. It was a vast expanse of rolling hills, lush greenery, and a gentle stream that wound its way through the property. As he stood at the edge, the wind rustling through the tall grass, he felt an undeniable connection. This could be the sanctuary he had envisioned, a haven where people could gather, heal, and reconnect with their spiritual selves. But as he approached the property owner, an elderly man with a weathered face and wise eyes, Jake's heart raced with apprehension. Would the man believe in his mission? Would he understand the importance of this land? Gathering his courage, Jake shared his story, speaking of God's promise and the vision he had received. He poured out his heart, expressing his hope for a place that could become a refuge in times of turmoil. The old man listened intently, his expression unreadable. When Jake finished, silence hung in the air, thick with anticipation. Finally, the man spoke, his voice steady yet kind. "You have a noble vision, son. But land isn't just a piece of earth. It's a commitment. Are you ready for what that entails?" Jake nodded, feeling the weight of the question. He knew this journey would require everything from him: dedication, hard work, and unwavering faith. Yet, deep down, he felt ready. This was more than just a mission. It was a calling, one that had the potential to heal not only him but also his community. He envisioned people from all walks of life coming together, finding solace and strength in a shared purpose. With that exchange, a seed of hope began to sprout within him. As he continued to search for the land, he realized that each obstacle was merely a stepping stone on the path to fulfilling God's promise. He would not back down, no matter how steep the hill or how fierce the storm. The journey ahead was daunting, but with every challenge he faced, he was reminded of the light that had illuminated his path. He was determined to find that land and transform it into a sanctuary, a place where hope and healing could flourish amidst the trials of the world. With the vision of a sanctuary growing ever clearer in his mind, Jake took a bold step forward. He began organizing community gatherings. These were not just meetings. They were heartfelt discussions aimed at awakening a sense of spirituality within Cedar Rapids. He wanted to create a space where people felt safe to explore their beliefs, share their stories, and connect on a deeper level. Jake chose a cozy community center for these gatherings, its walls adorned with local art that celebrated the beauty of their shared home. The atmosphere was warm and inviting, filled with the aroma of freshly brewed coffee and the soft murmur of friendly chatter. Each week, neighbors trickled in, curious about what he had to share. As he welcomed them with a warm smile, he felt a spark of excitement. This was it, the beginning of something transformative. At the start of each gathering, Jake would quote Martin Luther King Jr. "Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase." The words resonated deeply with the attendees, inviting them to contemplate their journeys. Jake encouraged everyone to reflect on their own experiences, to find the courage to embrace their faith, no matter how uncertain the path ahead seemed. He felt the importance of establishing a foundation built on shared faith and trust in the unseen. Among those who joined Jake's initiative were Maya and Tom, two individuals who would become vital to his mission. Maya, a compassionate spiritual healer, possessed a gentle aura that immediately put others at ease. With her extensive knowledge of holistic practices, she had a unique gift for helping people connect with their inner selves. Her calming presence added depth to the gatherings, and she often led discussions about the power of healing and self-discovery. Tom, a curious science teacher, brought a refreshing perspective to the group. He was fascinated by the intersection of science and spirituality, always eager to explore how the two realms could coexist harmoniously. His analytical mind challenged Jake to consider various viewpoints and to approach discussions with an open heart and mind. Together, they formed a dynamic trio, blending the wisdom of spiritual teachings with the principles of science. As the weeks went by, their gatherings evolved into a vibrant hub of exploration and learning. Maya introduced practices like meditation, guiding participants through calming exercises that helped them connect with their breath and inner peace. The room would often be filled with soft music, the gentle hum of voices blending with the rhythm of life itself. Attendees began to share their personal experiences, forming bonds through their stories and insights. Jake and Tom initiated discussions about energy healing, delving into the scientific aspects behind it. They explored the idea that everything is interconnected and that our thoughts and intentions can influence the energy around us. With every meeting, Jake watched as the community members began to open up, their skepticism giving way to curiosity and a shared sense of wonder. The barriers that once separated them slowly began to dissolve. People from all walks of life attended, young mothers seeking balance, retired farmers looking for meaning, and teenagers searching for purpose. With each gathering, Jake witnessed a transformation. The community began to awaken to the possibility that there was more to life than the struggles they faced daily. The seeds of hope were being sown, and Jake felt a sense of fulfillment wash over him. This was what God had envisioned, a space where healing could occur, and where connections were forged. One evening, as the sun set and bathed the room in golden light, Jake led a special gathering focused on intention setting. He encouraged everyone to write down their hopes and dreams on slips of paper and place them in a communal bowl. "Let's send our intentions out into the universe," he urged, his voice filled with passion. "Together, we can create a ripple effect of positivity and healing." As the bowl filled with their dreams, Jake could feel the energy in the room shift. It was as if they were all connected, united by a common purpose. In that moment, he realized how far they had come as a community. The laughter, tears, and shared stories wove a tapestry of resilience and love, illustrating the power of vulnerability. In the days that followed, the community gatherings became a beacon of light, drawing in more people eager to explore their spirituality. Word spread throughout Cedar Rapids, and Jake found himself at the center of something far greater than he had ever imagined. His mission to uncover the sacred land was intertwined with the journey of healing for those around him, each step resonating with the love and hope he had felt during his encounter with God. Yet amidst this newfound sense of purpose, Jake understood that challenges would still arise. Not everyone would embrace these changes, and doubts would continue to linger. During one gathering, an older farmer voiced his concerns. "I've worked this land for decades, Jake," he said, his voice heavy with skepticism. "What makes you think this spiritual path will help us? We need tangible solutions, not dreams." Jake listened intently, acknowledging the farmer's worries. "I understand where you're coming from," he replied gently. "But sometimes, the most significant changes start from within. When we heal our spirits, we can approach our challenges with fresh perspectives and renewed strength." He hoped that by addressing the doubts head-on, he could bridge the gap between the old ways and the new insights they were exploring. As they gathered for one final meeting before Jake's next journey to search for the land, he stood before the group, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Together, we are not just seekers of knowledge. We are a family," he proclaimed, a glimmer of determination in his eyes. "Let us continue to nurture our spirits and support one another on this journey." With renewed energy, they closed the gathering with a moment of silence, each person reflecting on their intentions and the journey ahead. In that silence, Jake felt the presence of something divine, a reminder that their collective faith was a powerful force that could bring about change, not just within themselves, but throughout the world. Each whisper of prayer seemed to echo through the air, intertwining their hopes with the fabric of the universe. As the group dispersed, Jake lingered for a moment, looking around the room filled with hope and possibility. He realized that his mission was not solely about finding the land. It was also about nurturing the hearts and souls of his community, helping them discover their own paths toward healing and growth. He felt a deep sense of purpose wash over him, as if the divine mission was unfolding right before his eyes. With every step he took toward the next chapter of his journey, Jake carried the collective energy of his community with him. He was no longer just a farmer burdened by debt. He was a vessel of hope, ready to share the message of love and unity that God had entrusted to him. After weeks of relentless searching, Jake felt a mixture of exhaustion and determination building within him. His quest for the land that would serve as a sanctuary had led him through rolling hills, sprawling fields, and dense forests. But nothing had truly resonated with his spirit, until now. One sunny afternoon, he ventured just outside Cedar Rapids, feeling a newfound sense of hope tugging at his heartstrings. As he stepped onto a breathtaking piece of land, the sight before him took his breath away. It stretched out like a vibrant tapestry of lush greenery, wildflowers dancing in the gentle breeze, and tall trees standing like ancient guardians. A glistening creek meandered through the property, its soothing sounds creating a serene ambience. In that moment, Jake felt an overwhelming sense of connection, as if the land itself was whispering to him, affirming that this was where he was meant to be. As he walked further, Jake could almost envision the sanctuary taking shape, the community gathering around fire pits under the stars, children playing joyfully, and individuals finding solace in meditation and healing. This wasn't just a piece of land, it was a promise, a sacred space where people could come together to heal and grow spiritually. With tears of gratitude streaming down his face, Jake sank to his knees, whispering, "Thank you, God." Overwhelmed by the beauty of this revelation, he could feel the weight of his mission solidifying in his heart, a divine assurance that he was on the right path. Every hardship he had faced, the financial struggles, the doubts, the skepticism, had led him to this exact moment. Fueled by excitement and determination, Jake hurried back to town, eager to share his discovery. He gathered the community for an urgent meeting at the local coffee shop, his heart racing with anticipation. The cafe buzzed with the chatter of neighbors, but as Jake stepped up to speak, a hush fell over the crowd. "Everyone," he began, his voice steady but filled with emotion. "I found it. I found the land." Gasps echoed through the room, eyes widening in anticipation. "It's beautiful and filled with promise. This is our opportunity to create something extraordinary, a sanctuary for healing and spiritual growth." As he described the breathtaking land, the way the sun cast a golden hue over the wildflowers and how the creek sparkled like diamonds, the townspeople exchanged glances, a mix of curiosity and skepticism washing over them. But as Jake passionately shared his vision, painting a vivid picture of community coming together to nurture their spirits, their expressions began to change. "I can't do this alone," Jake continued, his voice gaining strength. "We need each other to turn this dream into reality. Together, we can build a place where everyone can find healing, no matter their background or beliefs." The energy in the room shifted, and slowly, hands began to rise. First one, then another, until the entire room was filled with a chorus of agreement. People shared their thoughts, expressing excitement about the possibilities. Some offered to lend their hands for physical labor, while others pledged to donate materials and resources. Even local businesses stepped forward, eager to support Jake's mission with financial assistance and supplies. Maya and Tom stood at Jake's side, nodding in agreement, their enthusiasm infectious. "This is just the beginning," Maya said, her voice filled with conviction. "We can create a space where healing isn't just a word, it becomes a way of life for all of us." With newfound determination, the community set to work. They organized weekends dedicated to clearing the land, transforming it into the sanctuary Jake had envisioned. Laughter and camaraderie filled the air as neighbors joined forces, sharing stories and forging deeper connections while they toiled side by side. As days turned into weeks, the once vacant land began to flourish. They erected a beautiful meditation pavilion, crafted from locally sourced wood, its design harmonizing with the surrounding nature. Paths wound through the property, lined with colorful wildflowers, inviting visitors to explore and reflect. The soothing sounds of the creek became the backdrop for countless moments of peace and connection. Jake felt a sense of fulfillment swell within him. Each nail hammered, each flower planted, and each stone set was a testament to their collective vision. As he watched families come together, sharing laughter and tears, he realized this was more than just a sanctuary. It was a revival of community spirit, a rebirth of hope that transcended individual struggles. On the day of the grand opening, the air buzzed with anticipation. People gathered from all corners of Cedar Rapids, bringing dishes for a communal feast to celebrate their shared accomplishment. As Jake stood at the entrance of the sanctuary, he felt a wave of gratitude wash over him. The land that once felt like a distant dream was now a vibrant reality, filled with love, laughter, and the promise of healing. "Welcome, everyone," he called out, his voice strong and clear. "Today, we celebrate not just the land, but the unity we've built together. This is a place where everyone is welcome, where healing begins, and where our spirits can soar." The crowd erupted in applause, and Jake felt the warmth of their support envelop him. As the sun dipped low in the sky, casting a golden glow over the sanctuary, he knew that this was just the beginning of a beautiful journey. A journey toward collective healing, spiritual growth, and a deep connection to one another and the universe. As the weeks turned into months, the sanctuary flourished into a vibrant hub, alive with energy and enthusiasm. Jake stood at the entrance, awestruck by the transformation. What had once been a simple vision had blossomed into a living reality, a welcoming space where people from all walks of life gathered to explore spirituality, nature, and community connection. The sounds of laughter, lively conversations, and the gentle rustle of leaves in the breeze filled the air. This land, once quiet and barren, now thrummed with the joyful chaos of life, a testament to the healing power of unity. Every weekend, the sanctuary hosted workshops, meditation sessions, and community gatherings. Jake poured his heart into creating an inviting atmosphere, ensuring everyone felt welcome. Maya led healing circles, guiding participants through deep meditative practices that allowed them to connect with their inner selves. She shared her knowledge of herbal remedies and energy healing, teaching others how to harness nature's gifts for their well-being. Her calming presence became a source of comfort, drawing in those who sought solace and insight. Tom took charge of educational events, seamlessly blending scientific principles with spiritual teachings. He encouraged attendees to think critically about their beliefs and challenged them to appreciate the interconnectedness of all life. Together, they explored how science and spirituality could coexist, sparking engaging conversations that opened minds and hearts. Each session was filled with animated discussions, laughter, and the kind of camaraderie that only arises when people feel safe to explore their beliefs together. The sanctuary became a refuge for all, a place where individuals could explore their thoughts, confront their fears, and share their journeys without judgment. Visitors arrived from near and far, drawn by the sanctuary's reputation as a haven of healing and enlightenment. Some sought solace during difficult times, while others yearned for knowledge and community. Regardless of their reasons for coming, they all found a welcoming embrace, a shared understanding that transcended individual struggles. Jake was amazed by the diversity of the people who flocked to the sanctuary. Families, young couples, singles, and even the elderly all contributed to the vibrant tapestry of life that filled the space. They were united by a common goal: to heal, learn, and grow together. He watched in awe as they formed friendships, created support networks, and collaborated on various projects, all centered around the idea of building a brighter future for their community. As the sanctuary thrived, Jake observed a profound transformation within the community. Neighbors who had once merely exchanged polite greetings now actively supported one another through life's challenges, forming lasting bonds rooted in empathy and understanding. The atmosphere buzzed with a renewed sense of purpose, and a spirit of cooperation blossomed. People began looking out for one another, offering help during tough times and celebrating successes together, no matter how small. This newfound sense of unity filled Jake's heart with joy, as he felt a deeper connection to his community than ever before. One sunny afternoon, as Jake walked along the paths he had envisioned, he paused to watch a group of children gathered around Maya. She was teaching them about the healing properties of local plants, and their eyes sparkled with wonder. "This is wild mint," she said, holding up a leaf. "When you rub it between your fingers, you can smell its refreshing scent. It's great for soothing stomach aches." The children giggled as they passed the leaf around, eager to experience its coolness and aroma. Their laughter rang through the air, a beautiful testament to the joy the sanctuary had brought to their lives. Nearby, adults engaged in heartfelt discussions about their spiritual journeys. One man shared his struggle with grief after losing his wife, while a woman recounted how she overcame fear and anxiety through meditation. Each story was a thread in the rich tapestry of human experience, weaving together a collective understanding of hope and resilience. It was a living testament to humanity, united by shared experiences and a deep sense of connection. On the day of the sanctuary's first anniversary, the community came together to celebrate. They adorned the space with colorful decorations, each representing a unique story and journey. Banners hung from trees, flowers bloomed in vibrant colors, and candles flickered on tables laden with homemade treats. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the gathering, Jake took a moment to reflect on how far they had come. Standing before his friends and neighbors, he spoke with heartfelt conviction. "This sanctuary is a testament to what we can achieve when we come together in faith and support one another. It's a place where we can all find healing, understanding, and connection." His voice swelled with emotion as he continued. "Remember, heaven begins on earth when we embrace one another fully. We are stronger together, and our spirits are intertwined." As the crowd erupted in applause, Jake felt a wave of peace wash over him. The journey that had started with doubt and uncertainty had led to this moment of unity and purpose. The sanctuary was not just a piece of land. It was a living embodiment of hope, love, and the boundless possibilities that emerged when individuals worked together toward a common goal. In the heart of Cedar Rapids, the sanctuary stood as a beacon of strength and inspiration for the community. It was a place where heaven truly began on earth, and where everyone was welcome to join in the journey of healing and growth. As Jake walked the paths he had envisioned, surrounded by the laughter and love of his community, he knew their story was just beginning. The sanctuary was not only a refuge, it was a living, breathing entity filled with dreams, hope, and the unwavering spirit of togetherness. The future was bright, and together they would continue to cultivate the seeds of faith, love, and community. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey of faith, healing, and transformation. We hope Jake's story inspires you to embrace your spiritual path and connect with your community. If you found value in this video, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content like this. Don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you. If you think someone you know would benefit from this message, please share it with them. Together, we can spread the light and positivity that our world needs. Until next time, keep believing, keep growing, and remember that every step we take in faith brings us closer to a brighter future. See you soon.